Hi, beautiful people. Um, I've got to stop saying in these videos, but I'm not really editing them. I'm just talking my talk. So apologies if I say because this isn't a highly produced video. Obviously, it's just me being me, which is the whole point. There I go again. Sorry. Uh, anyway, today I wanted to talk about who you really are. Now, a lot of you probably have heard the word consciousness bandied about by spiritual teachers, self-help experts, gurus, for want of a better word. And this consciousness it's something that exists within you. You are a consciousness, obviously. You're a consciousness living in a physical body. But there is also a greater consciousness that we're all connected to. Now, some call this energy God, some call it spirit, some refer to spirit in matter. But one of the things I wanted to share with you today is a few little tips on how to explore the idea of yourself as a consciousness that is you are a being, you are an energy that is so much greater than just your physical body. You are not just this solid mass of cells. You are a powerful energy. And whether you like it or not, we are all connected. So every belief, thought, feeling, idea that we have does have a ripple effect out into the universe around us. And it's my belief, and this is completely up to you whether or not what I believe resonates with you. I'm not here to preach, I'm just here to share. It is my belief that every thought and feeling we have creates our reality, and everything starts with us. And I've had quite a few profound experiences during my life. Some of them during meditation, some of them when I've just been sitting on the bus to work. But I've been given a lot of information about this idea of us as a greater consciousness. And to me, I know, I've felt and I've seen that it is an absolute truth. We are far more powerful than we think we are. And we do have the power to manifest things into our life. Now, some people kind of, there's words, of course, that we all know, like cosmic ordering and manifestation. And some people question, some people say, well, how come sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't? And I'm of the belief that our consciousness, or our higher self, and we have this consciousness that is, the purest essence of ourselves, really. And that this overarching consciousness, or this kind of God mind that we have within each of us, knows what is for our highest good. So sometimes if you think, I'm going to manifest $1,000,000, I want to go and buy a lottery ticket and manifest $1,000,000, and it doesn't work, that can be often because we have beliefs and patterns and programs, in our subconscious, which is the part of our brain that we don't use, because we only use about 5% of our brain consciously, and then we have 95% of stuff stored back here that you could pick up from childhood, past lives, if you're into past lives, if you believe in past lives. Even falling asleep in front of the TV can put in beliefs and thoughts and feelings that affect your reality. And part of the work that I do as a holistic therapist is to help you tap into what you're storing back there and to help you clear it. But sometimes I also believe that the reason that we can't always manifest what we want in the material world is because our consciousness, our greater, higher mind, knows that what we want with something might not be for our highest good. And so it will often wait and deliver to us what is for our highest good, or deliver us something else, that we think we might not want, and then at a later date we can see that is what we needed at the time. So one of the most powerful things we can do, and I've spoken about this before, is we can surrender. Now, there's a little exercise that I like to do in terms of this surrender process, and I like to call it the red balloon and the lead balloon. And it's a little visualization exercise because, again, our minds are powerful. So if we're able to visualize it, then it makes things easier. Like your intention is powerful as well. Sometimes you don't actually need to see it in your mind's eye. I know a lot of people aren't as visual as I am, but I find that if I can visualize it, then it makes it easier. It makes it so, in a weird way. So a really amazing tool is visualization, and one of the really simple visualizations that I like to work with is this exercise called the red balloon and the lead balloon. So what I like to do is I get my clients to just imagine that in their right hand they're holding onto a red helium balloon, and they're holding the string of this red helium balloon, and then into this red helium balloon they're going to imagine that they're placing, or they're pouring, all their hopes, their dreams, their wishes, all the things that they would like to manifest. So, if you want that $1,000,000 or £1,000,000, I don't know, I've gone all Australian again with the dollars, but pour that into your red balloon. If you'd like a new house, if you need money to pay off a loan, whatever it is that you need, whether you just want more happiness and abundance in your life, whether you want to tap into your creativity, whatever it is you feel that you need, place that. Imagine that you're placing that inside this red helium balloon. And this balloon can get as big as you need it to be, It can be like as big as the biggest hot air balloon you can imagine, or you can imagine that you have several hundred of these balloons, and in each of these balloons there could be different colors. You're pouring each wish into a different color balloon, so that you've got a big pile of balloons like in that movie Up. So I just like to play with it, make it your own, rainbow colored, huge, big bunch of balloons. They could all be big silver balloons. It could be a heart-shaped balloon, whatever resonates with you. This is your visualization. This is your practice. So, but for the purposes of this, I'm choosing a red balloon because I quite like the color red. And I always think the color red and red balloons reminds me of being a kid and kids' parties. So I'm going to pour all of my hopes and dreams and wishes and all of the good stuff, all the positive stuff I would like to call into my life, into this red balloon. Okay? And then what I like to do, what I like to imagine, is simply that I'm letting go of the string. And it's that simple. And what I'm doing in that process is I'm surrendering it. I'm surrendering all of those things that I think I need to the divine, to the universe, to the angels, whatever it is, it could be to, Glinda the Good Witch, whoever or whatever you need to surrender to. It's handing it over. It's letting go of the worry. It's letting go of it churning around in your mind, because often when we hold on to the worry or hold on to the outcome or the expectation, we can often block the miracle from coming. And believe me, miracles do exist. I've seen them in my own life. I've experienced them in my own life. I know that sometimes, when it feels like life isn't really going your way, it's hard to grasp the idea of a miracle. But do this practice and just see, this is something personal for you. Just have a go and see what comes of it. Okay? And the other thing I like to do is an exercise called the lead balloon. Now, the lead balloon is about holding in your left hand another string with a balloon attached to it, but this time it's a heavy balloon. It's a lead balloon. And I like to make this balloon either black or like a silvery grey, like the crystal hematite, whatever colour resonates with you, though. I mean, you can make it a beautiful deep indigo or purple, or what you play around with it. And again, you can have several of these, but I like to see them as like, kind of like a giant weight that you would use on a fishing line. So a big lead balloon, and it's really heavy. But into this balloon, you're pouring all of your fears, your anxieties, your worries, your doubts, any negative or limiting self-talk, because we're often meanest to ourselves, who needs enemies when you're your own worst enemy? So if you catch yourself being mean to yourself, just imagine that you're pouring it into this lead balloon. I don't want this anymore. I don't need this anymore. And then once you feel that you've poured all these worries, things that you're afraid of, cares, doubts, anything negative, even you can pour like anyone else's energy that you feel you've taken on, or something that somebody else has said to you, like a negative thought form or an opinion that somebody else has put on you. Pour it into this lead balloon, and then chocks away, drop this lead balloon into the earth and see it go sinking all the way down. I like to see it sink through a river so it gets cleansed in the water. See it drop all the way down through all the rocks and the minerals of the earth into the molten lava, right to the very center of the earth, and imagine that it's dissolving into the really hot molten lava at the core of the earth, dissolving, and it just dissolves back into love. And the more that you can do these two exercises, it's a really cool exercise because you actually feel lighter. You actually do feel like you've let go of your baggage. And again, you can play around with the visualization. I like to use balloons. You could use a suitcase, you know, pack it in a suitcase and drop it into the earth. Or some people use what they call a God box. You know, you put it in a box of light and you send it off into the light, or you imagine an archangel coming in and carrying it off for you. And you know, that box, I mean, sometimes that box feels like it's a massive big wheelie bin. You know, put all your rubbish, put all your junk in the bin, and then get the angels to cart that bin off. Bring in some angelic bin men, or you know, it's visualization, you know, and if you can picture it, then you can do it, then it is, because your mind is powerful. And this goes back to us being an overarching consciousness. We are connected to everything, and it is my belief that, you know, I was raised a Catholic. I'm sure I've mentioned this on this video blog before, and I was also always taught this image of God as being a man, first of all, and a man with a big white beard sitting on a fluffy white cloud that had no resonance with me at all, that just it didn't relate to me at all. You know, and also as a woman being told that I was lesser than a man, and you know, women couldn't be an altar server, and all of that stuff. So but it is my belief that actually God is us. God exists within. God is the essence of pure love, and we each have a spark. We are a spark of that essence. That essence exists within every single one of us. And usually the way that you find that love, that pure unconditional love, which is love without judgment, which usually most people find it after going through a really hard time and realizing that there's nobody outside of themselves that's going to come and rescue them. Usually in those moments of complete aloneness, that you realize that you are your own savior. You are your own light. You find your own inner light, because you know, I know that there's a great Aussie chick, Rebecca Campbell, who says that, you know, when the universe turned out all the lights on her, she had to turn to her own inner light to light up the world around her, to find the way forward. And this is exactly spot on. I really recommend Rebecca's book. It's got a really cool title, Light is the New Black. So that completely resonates with me. And this is also something that I've been teaching for a long time. God is not outside of you. You are God. You are divine. And so is everybody else on this planet. And the more that we can see the sacredness in each other and see the inner beauty shining forward through every person around us, and realize that whenever you're offended by somebody, really all they're doing is holding up a mirror and triggering some part of you that is holding pain, some part of that 95% of your subconscious mind where you were taught something. It's our human patterning and programming that limits us. But it's not to be judged. Again, it's about holding unconditional love for yourself and seeing that spark of divine light within yourself. So the more that you can let go of those wishes and let go of those worries, and just keep releasing and surrendering and allowing yourself to give yourself a break and to give yourself some love, then that is truly the way forward. Having love and compassion for you then opens up your life to allowing you to have love and compassion for other people. And the more that you feel like you don't have to defend yourself, the less you'll feel like you need to fight against life, or that you need to struggle with life, or that you need to take offense at what other people say. So it starts with you. Everything starts with you. Be kind to you. And the funny thing is, you'll actually find that other people will start to be kinder to you too. Okay? Look in the mirror and like what you see. Look in the mirror and love you. And on that note, I wish you all so much love. Until next time. And once again, I invite you to please comment below this YouTube video, or feel free to drop me a line through my website, alexandrawenman.com. and I'm happy to take suggestions. I'm happy to talk. I mean, I just I don't plan these videos. I just sit and see what comes out, and I just hope that they are as helpful to you as they are to me, because I find them very therapeutic. Anyway, have a wonderful, wonderful day, and lots of love until next time. Goodbye.